I'm Steve Taylor. I served in the U.S. Navy from 1967 to 1970 active duty. Well, there's some good things and some bad things. I mean, being out in a carrier out at sea is absolutely wonderful. I mean, no one can even understand what the ocean looks like out at sea. But then when it blew up and we had bombs going off and people got killed, that wasn't quite as pretty. It was very horrible, very horrible. And like a lot of people, you don't talk about it until later in life, and then it starts eating away at you. And a lot of nightmares, a lot of panic attacks. And no one knew how to treat it. I finally go to the VA, and they knew how to treat it. Well, you deal with it your whole life, but I'm managing it much better. I started opening up a little bit, and I had a friend who was a psychiatric nurse in the VA, and she'd watch me as I'm watching I have a video of my ship blowing up. And she'd watch me as I'm watching, and she says, "You got to get help." So I went and talked to the VA, and even when I was interviewed for the benefits, the psychiatrist said to me, "Why do you want to open up all these wounds?" And I said, "I never closed anything." The wounds were still there. I had to pick up my best friend's head and throw it into a pile. I had to wade through blood, pick up burnt flesh, try to get bombs back down below deck. Even risked my life in one case trying to help push open an armored hatch because the bombs had knocked out the air control system, and yeah, it gets scary. Well, the one thing you learn in the military, because I was almost 21 when I went in, and you learn how to do an awful lot of things real fast. You learn a lot more about yourself and what you can do. So, I mean, there's a lot of discipline and training. The training is to the extent that you just react and do what you have to do. I think I put in my notes, one of the things that intrigued me was you can drop me anywhere and I'll find my way around. They really teach you how to navigate life. Afterwards, that's when it gets you. So when I got back, I made myself very busy. I tried to avoid a lot of things in life and didn't want to talk about it, but had panic attacks my entire adult life and nightmares, like strangling my wife in the middle of the night, a lot of nightmares, and they finally said, "You don't have to have that." So I got care of it, took care of it. That Vietnam era was a very interesting era. People were going to serve like me. And by the way, I didn't think the war was right, but I went and served my country because that's what you do. You take that responsibility. But all the politics then, a lot of the lies, I guess if you watch that Vietnam series, you'll understand they were lying to us all the time. That's part of what happened. I go to a PTSD support group at the VA and they all say, "We're not sure why we were there." It's hard to figure that out. Oh, there's things that happened even when I was in the Navy. Like when an EC-121 was shot down over Korea. So we were sending a task force up to Korea and we were told, "Don't write anything in your letters about any of the ships you see." And I said, okay. Next thing you know, someone had bought me a subscription to the Chicago Sun-Times. When I got the paper, it listed every ship that was in the conflict. I couldn't tell them, but there it was. And when I graduated from Aviation Ordnance A School, they told us that we had to burn all of our notes on the missiles. And then I got on the plane to go get my orders, and I'm picking up a magazine, and they have more detail in the magazine than we had about all the missiles. So they play games.